This is the training that I'm inviting you to tonight. Is a training which is called How to Create a Campaign Calendar. Okay, so we all have an idea of what is a campaign calendar, but I would like us to first define, here are the main questions that we will answer in this training. So first we will define what is a campaign calendar. The second thing that we will go through is why do we need a campaign calendar? What has to be done before the campaign calendar and after. Okay, so I'm sure that most of you, if not all of you, have to do marketing and have to use campaigns. And this is a tool that is going to be very, very helpful for you to be able to organize your campaigns. So obviously there are things that need to be done before, and we're not going to go over all the things that need to be done before. We're just going to name them. And there are things that need to be done after. And that's why we'll have more trainings on the things that need to be done before and after. But today we're going to go through what is a campaign calendar. A campaign calendar is a tool that we use in order to execute clearly a marketing strategy that we have built based on our strategic positioning. So you see already here that we're talking about a marketing strategy and we're talking about a strategic positioning, which are the two things that need to be done before we actually can create or build a campaign calendar. So most of you that I've worked with, we spoke about your strategic positioning, which is who you're serving, what you're offering, what is your added value, what is your competitive advantage. That is your strategic positioning. And this strategic positioning is translated in a marketing strategy. Once I know who I serve and what I'm offering, then I can start doing marketing, which is campaigns, and the tool is the campaign calendar. So why do we need a campaign calendar? Obviously, we can do campaigns as we want, ad hoc campaigns, whenever we feel like we need to do marketing, or we can just say, let me do some Facebook ads, or let me post something, on LinkedIn, or let me just send out an email just very randomly without any structure, without any reason why we do that. Well, the campaign calendar is a tool that teaches us that this is not a very efficient and effective way to do things, because first of all, we are not sure that we reach all our target markets, right? So we need to make sure that we reach the specific target market. We also need to have a clear idea on how to execute the marketing plan and when. When we'll see as a very, very strategic question, because we have times in the year where it's easier to do marketing for a target market, obviously depending on our target market, and times where it doesn't make sense to start talking to people. So the campaign calendar is going to help us structure and organize that. And we'll see that the tool is a very specific and structured tool that I will give you at the end. Okay, so everything is going to be in the tool. The campaign calendar is also ensuring that we reach the goals that we have set for ourselves, meaning revenue goals, sales goals, meaning that we know that we're going to translate any marketing activity that we have into money. That's what we want at the end of the day. So we want to make sure that we monitor the success of each campaign into how successful it was, and if it was successful, what worked and what didn't work. So the campaign calendar tool helps us have an overview of all those success campaigns. Now, what do we need to identify before the campaign calendar, before doing a campaign calendar? So the first thing, like we said, is who is your ideal client? Okay, we're going to touch on this a little bit today, but there is a whole training about how to identify your ideal client. Then we need to identify your irresistible offer, what I call the irresistible offer, which means that this is exactly what your client needs. And then we need to find out what is the related content, the relevant content that your ideal client needs in order to understand what is your irresistible offer. Then we have the tools, the marketing tools, right? People always say, oh, I'll post this on Facebook. But Facebook is a tool, and Facebook is the last thing you want to think about before you want to speak about, you want to think about your market, you want to think about the offer, and you want to think about the content. And then the optimal time. Okay, so those are the elements that we need to work on before we can even start creating the campaign calendar. So let's define, and again, each of those slides, they're the object of a separate and very specific training, okay? So if this is not clear, we'll have other trainings on how to identify what is your irresistible offer. Your irresistible offer is basically defined by your expertise that you translate in results, and then you translate those results into value. Some of you, we worked on that, on this exercise, and we're going to review that very shortly. Your expertise are your gifts or your competences or what you're good at naturally or what your experience or what you learned, okay, your professional experience and professional competences. The results are what your clients get out of your expertise, okay? As business owners and as entrepreneurs, we usually have a tendency to focus on what we offer, on what feature or what added value or what hotel or what service or what quality we offer. We need to learn how to think like our clients. We need to learn how to think like our ideal clients and think about what is this specific expertise going to bring to my specific client, okay? So this is a switch, a mindset switch that we have to do. Now, it's not only going to bring a result, it's also going to bring a specific value. So the result is what I get out of buying your services or going through an experience with you, but the value is a feeling, it's an emotion. So the question is at the end of the marketing campaign is how much would you be ready to pay for that value? I always give the example of a psychologist. We have a psychologist on the call tonight, or even a coach that helps people, for example, you know, in their relationship, right? They help people improve their relationships and prevent people from getting divorced. So the expertise is helping people communicate or get along. The result is that we are going to be able to have a better communication and we're going to understand each other. But the value is that we're going to be happier in our relationship or in our marriage. And then the question is to your client, how much are you ready to pay to be happier in your marriage, right? And so we're switching the whole expertise result value. When we do marketing, we just have to use the words that our clients would use, which is, I want to be happier in my relationship, to build our campaigns and then to create the campaign calendar. So let's go a little bit more deep into the expertise slash result slash value process. I gave you here a few examples between my expertise, the results for my clients, and the value for my client. So those are different examples. Or someone that organizes events, someone that helps people, like I said, in their relationship. I offer traveling packages. I'm a copywriter. I help business owners succeed. Those are different expertise. Let's see how we can translate those expertise into results. Each expertise basically brings a specific result to my clients. So for example, I organize events. Well, my clients don't have to worry about the organization of the event. That's a result. But as a result of that, my client will enjoy. And then when we want to price our product, we want to say, well, how much would you pay to enjoy your event? And how much would you pay to spend time with your loved ones? That's how we translate our expertise into value. So another example is I offer traveling packages, right? So people can discover and visit many different places, but at the end of the day, they'll be happy, they'll be fulfilled. Their curiosity will be fed. That's a feeling. That's the value that they want to get. So as long as we connect to the value that they want to get, we know, and then we'll see about the content, we'll know what to focus on in the content so that they are interested in buying. They're not interested in the fact that we're good experts. They're interested in the value that they will get out of our services. So I took myself as an example. And I translated a few results from one expertise. And you can do the same, okay? You can have the same table with listing all of your expertise and seeing what each expertise bring as different results. The values, as you can see, are different. Sometimes they're feeling fulfilled, sometimes they're aligned, sometimes they're successful, sometimes they're in control, sometimes they're reassured. but this is why they're going to be interested in my services. Now, what I call the irresistible offer, which is very specific values, but not all of them, are what I call the amazings. Amazings means those are the two or three, I usually don't go beyond two or three, amazing values that I bring to my clients. And you have the same. You know that out of all the expertise that you have and all the results that you bring to your client, there are only two or three that are amazings. And those are the ones that we're going to want to concentrate on our marketing strategy, and then on our campaigns, and then on our campaign calendar. So we spoke about the irresistible offer. We need now to speak about who is our ideal client. So basically, the ideal client is the person that needs very badly your irresistible offer. That's what our ideal client is. It's the one that is ready to pay and to invest in those services in order to get the value. And it's the one that will enjoy the value expected. Okay, so we need to be very specific in the target market. Are they, the gender, the age, the location, their professional activity. This is everything that is going to help us in the marketing calendar and the campaign calendar to be very specific and to be able to monitor each campaign. So now, what is relevant content related to your offer? Again, remember, all the elements of the campaign calendar are the irresistible offer, the ideal client, and now we're talking about the content, because it's going to go through communication. So the content, you see this in this design, is what is relevant, is what is in between what you think is important and what is interesting for them. There is a sentence that I probably said to some of you, which is, when you do marketing, you have to sell your clients what they want, and you have to give them what they need. So we have to be very careful not to say, well, I know what's important for them. I'm going to talk about what I know is important for them. They have a very specific idea of what they need. And we cannot replace that, even if we have a wider knowledge and we already have experience into what they really, really need, right? But we want to also speak about their language and speak their way, what is interesting for them. So we need to ask the questions that our clients are asking. We need to be in their shoes. We need to speak about their challenges, about their problem, their issues. Just like when we are a client, we also want, people that are giving us services to address those issues and those challenges. We also want to speak about them, not about us. We always want to speak about what they need to solve. What is their challenge? We want to turn our content from feature to advantage. Not say, I offer great services, but say the services they offer will bring you such and such. Or if you have a problem solving this issue, well, I can help you by doing such and such. So I don't talk about me, I talk about them. And we explain what solution we can bring to solve their challenge. So this is how we create relevant content. Again, we start from the expertise, we translate into a result, and the value is translated into relevant content. Okay, so everything that you have here on this table is basically a list of blogs, articles. I can have campaigns that are exactly out of each of those expertise, each of those values are translated into relevant content, and I can have blog articles that are written exactly on each of those values that I'm bringing to my clients. Now let's talk about the tools. The tools, you know them, because this is what we think we have to do first. But as you see, there is so much work we have to do before we get to the tools. So we have the ones that are part of our natural branding, which are our website, our blog, our newsletter, Facebook page, LinkedIn, videos. Those are the things that we need to do in our regular branding, not necessarily in a campaign calendar, but those are the things that we need to have in a business. We don't necessarily have all of them, and not at the same time, but this is basically what we should have if we want to be able to communicate with our target audience. And then we have the tools that we are going to use more specifically for specific campaigns. For example, we have specific Facebook ads, we have LinkedIn ads, or ads advertising like banners on other sites, mailings, using the mailing list from other organizations or other companies, and strategic partnerships. Those are very specific depending on the campaigns that we want to define. Now, this is a trick that I'm giving you, and it works really well with people that are more connected to the content than to the tools. And let me tell you how it works. It works really the other way around. It's like reverse engineering. Instead of saying, what am I going to write on LinkedIn, or what am I going to write on YouTube, or which video am I going to make for YouTube, we start again from putting ourselves in the shoes of our clients. And we write the most, we all know that. We know when we work with our clients, we know what are their main challenges, issues, or questions. We know that. We know where it hurts, where it's painful for them. So we make a list of those, okay? Our clients need solutions for 1, for 2, for 3. Those are the problems that they need to solve. For example, for me, my clients need to find clients. They need to know how to sell. They need to know how to market. They need to know how to position. Those are ways for them to express their challenges. Now, once I find one and only one, just like tonight, okay, we're talking about campaign calendars. I find one challenge that my clients have. Then I record a video of myself talking about the challenge, the way I understand that they are going through it, and then giving my solutions and explaining how I can bring a solution to that specific problem. Now, look at how all the tools can be aligned around the content and not the other way around. It's not what am I going to write on Facebook. It's more, once I have a content, I pull the thread of the content, and from this content, I can upload the video on YouTube. Then I can post a link of this video on Facebook. I can even use the same content to actually do a Facebook Live. I can transcribe this video into a text and then do a blog post about it. And I can just translate this blog post into an article on LinkedIn. Now, this is one content. This is one, what I call a campaign theme. And we know that we have a lot of those. We have a lot of needs and challenges that our clients have. And so if we start from those, if we start from the client's needs and we make a list of them, we basically have as many campaigns as needs or challenges that our clients have. And this is a campaign right now, right here. This is a campaign by just using what type of content and just recording one video. You have a blog post, you can send it by email, you have a Facebook post, you have a Facebook Live, you have a YouTube video, you have, everything is done because you already started by thinking about the client and not thinking about you. So it's not what am I going to post on Facebook, but more what need do I want to talk to? What challenge do I want to solve? And how do I take this challenge and translate it into different tools? So let's talk about now the times, because campaign calendar obviously includes times. So we have the recurring campaigns, which we need to get organized because we want to have weekly posts on our Facebook, weekly posts on our LinkedIn. This is something that we need to have on a regular basis. But now that I gave you the trick to have a list of content, which are the list of problems associated with the solutions, then you can already see how many campaigns you can have. There's probably no end to the number of campaigns you can have because if you know your clients, you know what are their needs, what are their problems, and how to translate it. So basically, your weekly post on Facebook can be every week addressing another issue, every week making a new video, every week doing a new Facebook Live, because you're just following the pattern of, I'm going to talk about what's bothering you. I'm going to talk about what is hurting you and how can I help you solve that problem. So we want to have weekly posts on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We want to have a weekly or bi-weekly newsletter, but something consistent. And we'll talk about the consistency after. We want to have a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly blog post. And we also want to have Facebook Lives. Now, all this is the thread that connects with the same content, but just expressed differently on different platforms. So you don't have to work so hard. You can use the same content and translate it into different platforms. And then we have campaigns that are time sensitive. When we launch a new product, when we have a holiday coming up, right? Obviously the New Year or a Jewish holiday or any other holiday. If we have an event, if we speak somewhere, we have a speaking opportunity, we give a lecture, we have a conference, we just receive a new testimonials, right? We have recognition, we receive an award, we have a prize. Anything that is time sensitive, we want to turn it into a campaign. We want to turn this into, this is the theme of my specific event. How do I translate this into the different tools? Just like we just said, record the video, transcribe the text, post the video on different social media, have a blog written from the content of the video, and just like that, you have a whole campaign that is created. Now, how do we fill out the campaign calendar? And I'm going to show it to you. The tool that I'm going to show you is going to help you keep track of those different campaigns, which are basically the different themes of what is really bothering your clients, the challenge of your clients. Those are the different themes. Now, this tool is going to help you see the big picture. So you're going to be able to manage, you or hopefully your virtual assistant or anyone that's helping you, working with you, is going to help you manage all those campaigns at the same time. So you can continue writing a blog post on something on campaign number 1 while you're already doing the video of campaign number 2. Why? Because you have a tool that helps you manage all the different platforms with the different content. You can also have different people in your team, and hopefully when you have more than one person working in your team, then they can all be responsible, each be responsible of a different task. And you can also update it every time you rethink your strategy or you rethink your target market or your offer, and you can update it according to your new strategy. So this is a tool. This is a campaign calendar template. And if you can't see it well here, I will send you the link to the spreadsheet, where each campaign has basically the divided information that you need to have for the specific campaign. So if we go through all the columns here, we have the theme of the campaign, which is going to be related to something that your client needs, and it's going to be related to a pain or challenge. We have a description of the campaign. What is the solution that we're bringing, and how is this theme related to our offer? The target market, sometimes I can talk to parents, sometimes I can talk to kids, sometimes I can talk to tourists, sometimes I can talk to Israelis. I'm going to try to address all my target markets and see what is their specific needs, but I need to have a result expected. Now, this is not in this training because that's more the funnel training that we'll do, but the result expected is what we call a call to action. So each campaign should have a call to action, whether it's register to my newsletter or register to my webinar, or register to a free call, or give me your email and I'll send you a freebie. It doesn't really matter what you're going to have as a result, but we need to decide beforehand what is the result expected. And I'm not talking here about numbers in terms of money, how to translate those campaigns into money, because that's a funnel discussion. So when we'll do the funnel training, we'll see how we need to have a certain number of leads to enter the funnel in order to know what are our sales, or hopefully what are our projected sales through the specific funnel. But the campaign is, if you want, the theme of the funnel. So it's helping you track down the theme throughout the different tools of the funnel. And then we need to have a starting date and an end date, right? We need to know when we're going to post the first thing and when the campaign is going to be done. And then you see all the tools that can be added to this campaign, whether it's a blog, a video, a website. What do you need to update on your website? What type of newsletter? What do you have to post on your Facebook page? Now you see the different lines under campaign number 1 and campaign number 2. They are for the different dates. So if I want to post 5 Facebook posts, for example, on one campaign, then I have 5 lines for each date is what I have to do on the website, on the Facebook page, on the Facebook group. Now, whether it's for you or for your assistant, you see how just by looking at this table, I can right away know what I have to do every day. And I can even manage many campaigns at the same time, because every day I know what I need to do. On this day, I need to make a video for campaign number 1, post something for campaign number 2, and do my Facebook ads for campaign number 3. And so it's very clear to me what day I have to do what, but I also want to watch and monitor the result expected. And that's part of the funnel that we'll discuss in another training. So this campaign calendar, and again, if we do all the work that we mentioned before, obviously, with the right target market, the right offering, and understanding the needs of our clients and translating it into a value, then this is a tool that can help us reach and have access to each and every one of the needs of our different target markets. Now, this is all nice and good, and this is very helpful, and I hope it's very helpful because the tools are very technical and very practical. However, I am sure that some of those things you already knew, and I'm sure that I'm not, saying things that you never heard before. We have a challenge, and you know how I work, that we have sometimes our mindset is not giving us every freedom to do what we should be doing. And so I'm always very interested in understanding what's happening in our mindset, in our head. So why are we not doing this? And why are we not just looking at our clients' needs and recording a video, posting it on Facebook? I mean, those are things that we already heard and we already know. And we know that those are things that can be done. And I've identified here a few mindset challenges that stop us from doing this. And I want to go over them with you so that you can recognize which ones are blocking you or stopping you, and you can decide today to know what to do with them. So the first one is the time. We all have a problem with time, because this is very nice, having nice tables and nice, I'm going to send you the link to the campaign calendar. You're going to love it. You're going to say, this is a great link. You're going to put it away and we're going to forget about it, right? Why? Because we don't have the time, because we're working with clients, because we're busy making money, right? So my question is, if you are always going to be busy making money with the existing clients, you know that you're not preparing the next clients. You know that you're not working on your next revenue generating activities. And so what I tell all my clients, and if I haven't told you yet, then I will tell you that, we need to schedule business development days in our calendar. We need to block out days so that we have a full day of the week. I mean, if you want to start with half a day, you can, but as you grow, you'll see that the more you save time to do marketing, the more money you'll have, the higher your prices will be, the more clients you'll have, and so the more marketing you'll need to do. So this is something that you'll see, whatever tools we teach you, whatever training you go on to, whatever great content you have or great Facebook ads you can do, if you don't put aside the time and you block out one day a week to do your business development, to do your marketing, to work on your campaigns, to write your blog content, to record your videos, to do Facebook Lives, to do everything you know you should do, then it's not going to happen. So that's the first thing that we need to address, how to find the time. The campaign calendar that I showed you needs to be translated into your Google Calendar. So if I have to record a video on a Thursday, the 26th of April, I open a meeting in my calendar just like if I was meeting with a client. And this is the time that is blocked. I cannot move this. It's like if I was meeting a client, would I move this meeting? No. If a friend tells me, are you free for coffee at 2? No, because I'm recording a video. Oh, but you can move that. No, I can't. Because this is the time that I'm making sure that I'm going to have clients tomorrow. So this discipline of knowing to block time and to translate the campaign calendar into my exact Google Calendar so that it's a meeting that cannot move is something that we have to work on, because the tools and the ideas we have, we're entrepreneurs, we're creative, but we need to have the discipline. And I'm going to talk about the consistency and the discipline. We all know that. I'm not saying anything new. You want to lose weight, you have to be consistent and have discipline. You want to do sports, you have to be consistent and have discipline. Well, if you want to make money, you have to be consistent and have discipline. That's all. There's nothing else that you have to do. Once you learn a tool, once you know what content is interesting for your clients and they want to hear it, then you just have consistency. You block out a time where you do one video a week, one blog article a week, one post a week, whatever it is that you feel that you can really do, you commit to it and you're being consistent. And this is what is going to bring results. Just doing it over and over and over again. Obviously, and this is part of the other point, which is revisiting your marketing plan on a regular basis. You're not going to continue doing something if it doesn't work. So you ask yourself questions, right? If you do a webinar and no one shows up, if you do a Facebook ad and no one clicks on the ad, obviously we want to revisit our strategy. But if we don't have the time block aside to do it once a week, then our marketing campaign is just going to go by and we're not going to even know that it wasn't working. Then we have the commitment and the energy and the connection to success. We get into a certain pattern, some of us, where we have been used to do things the way we've been used to do it. And you know what? We don't see any reason to change it. Well, if we want to increase our revenue, if we want to make more money, if we want to be more successful, if we want to reach more people, if we want to have a greater impact, we're going to have to connect at a different level to our successful energy. So having a campaign calendar or committing to have a discipline of having one day a week where we work on our marketing is giving us that possibility to connect to a different energy and to giving us the possibility to change what has been until now. It's not because it has been like that until now that it's supposed to stay like that. We have the power to change that. And I really hope that you can see how those tools are only 50% of the job that has to be done, because you are the other 50%. Now, the plan the work, work the plan. That's also something that is very, very important. Whatever we did until now in this training is showing you how, instead of, like I said, doing ad hoc campaigns or posting anything or doing a video or whatever, writing a blog article whenever you feel like it, is not going to work, because you won't be able to monitor the results and to see the consistency of your work. So planning is part of the work. It's part of what you should do in your business development day. That's why you have a day block, so you can plan ahead and then you can just execute the plan. So giving yourself time is giving you the possibility to make your campaigns more successful. And then last is the focusing on revenue generating activities. Marketing is the main revenue generating activity that you can get involved in, because it is the activity that is going to make yourself visible, to make yourself known, and to hopefully what's going to happen after is, this is what we'll see in the funnel training, where people will start seeing you, people will start knowing who you are, and then people will start wanting to work with you. And this is how you convert from leads to clients. So focusing on revenue generating activity is not working with clients. Working with clients is, it's done. It's already done. Actually, if you could have hiring people that work for you with clients and you focus on the revenue generating activity, that's how you make your business more successful. So I think that we got to the end of the training, and I hope that this training was helpful.